John Maxwell is considered by some to be the leadership expert. According to his website, he has sold over 19 million books, founded 2 companies, eQuip and the John Maxwell Company, which have together trained over 5 million leaders. He is also a public speaker who speaks to Fortune 500 companies and other organizations such as the NFL and the United Nations. Maxwell's most famous books are the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, Developing the Leader Within You, and the 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, which have been used to teach and train millions of people to become leaders. However, in this documentary, we are going to focus on one of his lesser-known books, The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. To look at John Maxwell's view on teamwork in his own words, let's check out this video clip.
That they're not good in all 21 laws. Is that not true? Let me just ask you, how many of you probably fell a little short in at least 2 or 3 of the 21 irrefutable laws? Okay, thank you very much. Now, the reason I asked that question, the reason there's such laughter in the audience is because anybody that takes the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership book and begins to dissect and learn those laws understands quickly that in some laws they excel and in some laws they do not. Now, that's where teamwork comes in. You see, what I have found is that the moment we realize that we do not do well in all of the leadership laws, the next question is then, who does well in a leadership law that I don't do well? And all of a sudden, there begins to be what I would call this urgency to develop a team. Does that make sense? Because teamwork matures, teamwork takes leadership and allows it to be what it really needs to become.
John Maxwell wrote the book, The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, in 2001 in order to teach the general public important teamwork skills. He teaches that teamwork, a necessary skill which affects everyone, is divided into several different skills and principles which must be mastered in order to successfully achieve on a team. He also teaches that without following all the teamwork laws, the team will eventually fail. This is because the laws work as a unit, with each principle building on the other principles in the book. Obviously, one person won't excel in all the laws, but each team must include at least one person on the team who does excel in each law. After all, one of the purposes of a team is to make up for our weaknesses with our teammates' strengths and make up for our teammates' weaknesses with our strengths. Maxwell organizes the 17 indisputable laws of teamwork into 17 practical and comprehensive laws, which outline the qualities and principles which must be practiced on a team. Each law represents a different quality or principle, which serves as a chapter in the book. However, some of the laws are very similar and represent similar ideas. For example, 2 of Maxwell's laws, the law of the chain and the law of the bad apple, both deal with members of the team who must be taken off the team. The only difference between the 2 laws is that the law of the chain deals with members who are too weak to be on the team, meaning that they don't have the skills and talent which are necessary. And the law of the bad apple deals with teammates who have such bad attitudes that they shouldn't be on the team. Either way, Maxwell teaches that these team members must be removed from the rest of the team. Despite some of Maxwell's laws appearing to be very similar, in general, they each represent a very different idea. This requires a true student of these laws to have to master a wide variety of skills and truly commit themselves to a variety of principles in order to be successful on a team. This is not easy, and that is why truly mastering teamwork takes years of practice and work. Maxwell also uses the same fundamental structure in each chapter of his book. For each law, he begins with an example of someone who both utilized the law and succeeded, or someone who failed to use the law and thus failed to succeed. After this, he introduces the law and states the thesis of the chapter. By doing this, the reader can then connect the law to the example at the beginning of the chapter. Maxwell's next step is to divide an individual part within the law into a series of smaller, more specific principles which all relate to one part of the law. Maxwell then elaborates on these principles. Next, Maxwell offers yet another example, either historical or personal, so that the reader can apply what they have learned from the law. Lastly, Maxwell includes a small section at the end of the chapter in order to add last-minute tips for team members and team leaders. To show what I really mean by this, let's take a look at the law of the scoreboard, Maxwell's 11th law. He begins this law with an example about the Walt Disney Company, a company which utilized the law. After this, he outlined why the scoreboard is important to the team, including principles such as the scoreboard is essential to evaluating, and the scoreboard is essential to winning, each of which he elaborated extensively on. Maxwell then provided another example, this time about eBay, and lastly, Maxwell offered his last-minute tips which helped the reader to become better team members and leaders. Maxwell's method of organization allows almost any reader to be able to understand and comprehend each and every one of the 17 laws. A review on Amazon said, "The one concrete thing that every reader is guaranteed to walk away with is a general understanding of what aspects make a successful team." This is only guaranteed because of the way in which Maxwell presents his argument. If he presented it in other, more complicated ways, readers may not fully grasp the true message of each law. Maxwell has used this method of organization in other books as well. Most notably, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership uses the same division of the book into laws and then dividing the laws into examples and principles. Using this style of organization, Maxwell presents and proves his laws. But how exactly does he prove them? Primarily through examples. Maxwell packs his book with dozens of examples, both historical and personal. These examples relate to all types of teams. Businesses, sports teams, and families are just a few. By using all these examples, almost every reader can find something that they can relate to and connect with. For me, this was these sports examples. By reading about and seeing the leadership of people such as Michael Jordan and John Wooden, I could truly see the laws in actions. However, different people may have been able to connect to different examples. Someone in the business world may have connected with the example about Home Depot's success. A historian may have been able to see the laws best in the examples by U.S. presidents, or maybe a parent might have been able to connect best to one example about a father who ran 53 marathons for his disabled son. No matter who the reader is, they should be able to connect with something in the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. Critics of this book have accused Maxwell of being too simplistic and that his laws are more common sense than revolutionary. However, while the laws appear to be obvious after reading them, many teams still do not apply the laws or even recognize them. For example, the law of the big picture involves setting long-term goals. In general, most people and companies would agree that setting goals is important. However, oftentimes, these same companies and people still fail to set goals. A recent survey has shown that out of 300 small businesses, 80% have not kept track of their business goals. Out of those 300 businesses, 77% have not achieved their company's vision. This shows that while some laws appear to be simplistic, people still need to be reminded of the principles in order for them to be put into action. The reasoning within the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork seems to be fundamentally sound. In his bibliography, Maxwell shows that he draws information from a variety of sources. In every law, there are at least 2 and up to 10 strongly credible sources, which include mainly books, but also websites and other sources. Being both recent and reliable, they verify Maxwell's examples and show that Maxwell's laws are truly practiced by strong teams and leaders. Throughout the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, Maxwell continuously makes references to his more famous book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. In fact, the 15th law of the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, called the Law of the Edge, Maxwell shows how each of the 21 laws relates to teamwork. In addition, some of the teamwork laws seem to be variations of the leadership laws. For example, the law of the price tag relates to the leadership law, the law of sacrifice. The original law, the law of sacrifice, involves the need for leaders to sacrifice, but Maxwell modifies the law in order for it to fit a team setting, which changes it from the leader must sacrifice to the team must sacrifice. Several other relations between the two books exist, such as the relation between the law of the compass and the law of navigation. While it is not necessary to read the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership before reading the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, it may assist in one's understanding of the teamwork laws if they first have a strong understanding of the principles of leadership. Overall, the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork has received the same outstanding reviews as other books by John Maxwell. Users on Amazon, Goodreads, and Google Books have all given it 4 out of 5 stars. Publishers Weekly said, "Maxwell has found a formula that works." Although most of the feedback from the book is positive, it has also been called common sense, boring, and dull. In my opinion, one's commitment to the book and to the teamwork laws is what determines how effective the book is. If someone reads the book to truly learn and better themselves, they will realize that the teamwork laws can be applied in their own lives. However, if they are reading it simply because they have to, they will not truly take away anything from the book, and instead will find it disinteresting and boring. If someone wishes to truly develop their team, the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork is definitely a book that they should read. Its clear, simplistic organization and vivid, inspiring examples allow any reader who commits themselves to truly experience development on the personal level and among their team. The book's author, John Maxwell, is truly an expert on the subject of teamwork. He has successfully identified and explained the 17 most important qualities of a successful team. Through this book, he has and will continue to develop thousands of teams worldwide.